13 minutes past 9 o'clock. Welcome back to the program as we welcome Sheree Clark here from Fork in the Road as we're going to learn a little something about one of the most popular, is it a fruit or a vegetable?
It's a fruit.
It's a fruit. Fruit in America. We're talking about tomatoes. According to the USDA, Americans eat, you ready for this, 24 pounds of tomatoes per person per year. Half of that comes in the form of ketchup and tomato sauce. And you know, the most popular pastime in America is gardening, for people that don't know this, and 93% of gardeners grow tomatoes. There's 10,000 different varieties of tomatoes. You see the red ones, they got black ones, they have white ones, all different multicolored ones, but so it's more than just for ketchup.
It's definitely more than just for ketchup, and this is the time of year for them. I mean, they're abundant. As you know, you've started to see them on your desk when you come in the morning, that people are bringing them and they don't know what to do with them, so I'm here to tell you a few things that you can do with them. The first thing I want to say before I even forget, because we usually talk about food and consumption, but on my way up here I was visiting with someone and I said, you know, I use tomatoes on my face. And they said, for what? It's a great cleanser. Think about it. It's highly acidic, and for a lot of, like, women will go in for chemical peels and things like that, which takes off, you know, the upper layer and really cleanses your skin, cleans out the pores. You got this look on your face, like.
Well, I'm trying to picture Sheree at home laying on the couch watching TV with tomatoes all over her face.
Yeah.
Do you use the sauce, the paste, or just regular tomatoes?
I put it in the put it in the blender with nothing else and puree it so that it becomes kind of a sauce. And then I put an old towel behind my head and then just let it sit on there, just 10 minutes or so. But just lay down. It's a good excuse to lay down. And then you could put cucumbers like we did in the last segment on your
eyeballs. Oh my God! Have to get a picture of this.
Harry starts licking your face.
I'm just a salad, aren't I?
Right, but it makes sense. The natural acidic in there does make sense of getting the rough, dead skin off so that you have clean, beautiful skin underneath. It does make sense.
It does make sense.
I can't imagine with the consistency of a tomato. I don't think it would hold very well. But
it does.
Maybe it would.
It dries though. It dries really quickly, so it's like a watery paste. And if you have sensitive skin, you can mix it with an avocado. So that thickens it up, and it also gives it a little bit of fat and a little bit more moisture. If you're getting a zit, dab some tomato sauce or lemon juice on there. So there you go. So everybody's going to be beautiful.
Whoa. You did that really fast. Well, if you're getting a pimple, you put tomato sauce or lemon juice on it?
Tomato, dry it up.
Yeah, it helps dry it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Could use that about 40 years ago. Thank you very much.
When you revisit puberty, you've got that in your back pocket.
All right, so what do we have here
Now
today?
we're going to eat. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, nobody's going to be surprised when I bring out the ketchup and say it's time for some concern here. Okay. So you know I'm all about reading the ingredient label, and nobody's going to be surprised when we hear tomato concentrate from red ripe tomatoes. Okay, that's good, but it's concentrate. And I've made you tomato ketchup today. That's where I'm going with this. I didn't use concentrate. I used real red ripe tomatoes that I bought on Thursday at a farmer's market. Okay. All right. So then we've got on here, what do we got? Distilled vinegar. Okay, fine. I don't know what quality of vinegar we've used, but I'll go with that, even though there's none in yours. High fructose corn syrup. You know,
third ingredient.
Third ingredient. The fourth ingredient is just corn syrup, because we needed more of that crap in there. Yeah, we've got spices, which means absolutely nothing in this, probably MSG.
Oh, really? So, all right, keep going.
There's salt. Yes, there is onion powder and natural flavoring, which could be just about anything. Okay, so there's a lot of junk in here, and none of it's good for you. The other thing is the expiration date on this is 9/28/2016. I can guarantee you that the ketchup I made you today, if I came back here on 9/28/2016, you're not going to want to eat. So taste it. I made you the burgers that we've had before, and you can put it on there, or you can taste it off your spoon, whatever is pleasing you. The burgers we've had, we've made those out of nuts.
Very good.
And the ketchup is made out of fresh tomatoes.
You can taste that.
Yes, the tomato taste comes through. Tomato powder. You do sweeten ketchup because the tomatoes are so acidic. I used pure cane juice, no grain, and just a tablespoon of it, and I made you 2 cups. So very, very little, and a tiny bit of onion powder.
It has a pizza sauce
Yeah,
to it.
it does.
So 3
yeah.
ingredients.
3, yes, real easy to make.
That's
and
a
you
good
can,
way to describe it, pizza sauce.
It's a pizza sauce kind of a taste, but that's partly because I put some onion powder in it. You can put in some garlic. You could put in any kind of flavoring you want. I promise, no MSG, no high fructose corn syrup, nothing that would. Yeah.
If you needed to sweeten it up more, just because you're so used to how normal ketchup tastes, what would you recommend?
I would either add a little bit more cane juice. You could put in some molasses. I do actually a great barbecue sauce I'll bring in for you sometime that has molasses in it, several different layers of sweeteners, which gives it some dimension and some depth.
Okay.
So change it up however you want.
That's really good.
Thank you.
It's very fresh tasting, which I enjoy.
Yes, that's what I like about it too. And it'll last in the refrigerator a couple weeks, and we don't use ketchup every single day, so just make it fresh. It took me all of 2 minutes.
Okay.
Then I brought you some soup, and we've all had some nice, gazpacho is kind of a go-to in the summertime. This is not a gazpacho, it's a creamy tomato soup. And what I've done to make it creamy is use cashews instead of any kind of a dairy.
That seems to be one of your secret ingredients.
It's cashews and dates are used a lot in the kind of food preparation that I do because they stand in for some of the things that are not so good for us.
So this would stand in for?
The cashews stand in for the dairy in this recipe, and I used fresh tomatoes, cashews. There's a little bit of lemon juice to give it some tang, and then I chopped up some tomatoes, and then there's basil as a garnish. Very fresh.
I love tomato soup.
That would be awesome on a hot day.
As I say, in the fall and the winter, I love tomato soup. It's one of my go-tos, but I'm always surprised about how many calories and how much sugar is in canned tomato soup.
Canned tomato soup and sodium. A great deal of sodium. So people who are on sodium-restricted diets really need to stay away from prepared soup. Yeah. So those are just a few options. Another thing I want to tell you, because we are coming up with so many tomatoes right now, preserve them yourself. I like to dry mine in the dehydrator. I know you have a dehydrator. There's a secret to that. Because people who are first-time sun-dried tomato preservers, and I don't do it in the sun, you could, but I don't like to put them outside because there's insects and dogs and we don't know what's going to happen. So what we're going to do is just slice them, and you slice them and put them in the dehydrator until they're done. There's no overdoing. It's all, I get all the moisture out because they'll last a lot longer, but the key is this: slice them thick because they'll shrink down way more than you think.
All right, now, which way do you slice them? Do you slice them up and down, or you slice them sideways? Does it matter?
I slice them up and down. I'm not sure that it would matter. That's a great question, and let's experiment with that. I know that you're a dehydrator, so we'll do.
And my tomatoes are just about ready. I think I've had 2 so far, so they're just coming due. We'll try it.
Yes.
I've had a metric buttload.
So by doing that, can you add water later and
they reconstitute, and so you'll use them in recipes then. Yeah, they're great. The reason that you do that is so that in the wintertime you can have a marinara sauce that tastes like it's homegrown and because it came from your garden. The other beauty of that is not only are tomatoes inexpensive now, but you can buy seconds. Those are the ones that have the blemishes. Perfect for sun drying.
Now, some people just freeze them.
Yeah, you could do that.
And some people obviously can, which is a lot more involved.
Yes. Yep.
And then you wouldn't do that because there's heat involved.
Correct. I don't do any canning. But I'm a supporter of canning. If you want to go and be involved in that process, it's great because it's preserving something that's fresh and not adding chemicals and things that will make it last till 2016.
All right. Now you're next season prepared. How do we get a hold of you in case we have any questions?
You would contact me online at www.fork-road.com, or you can drop me an email at info@fork-road.com.
Well done. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Awesome. It is 9:22. We'll be right back. This is Great Dad.